What if I told you? There was one night when 50 Cent almost ended the empire of Sean Diddy, proms, not with bullets, but with brains, revenge, and the kind of psychological warfare that makes Game of Thrones look like kindergarten. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't about rap beefs or diss tracks. This is about ego, power, and a night that almost rewrote hip-hop history. Whispers say it started with a party, champagne, diamonds, and a deal that went wrong. Others swear it was personal. Some say Diddy crossed a line. Others say 50 was waiting for an excuse. So what really happened that night? Why did insiders call it the blackout? And how close did 50 Cent come to destroying one of the most powerful moguls in music? Grab your popcorn. This is not your average hip-hop story. It started like every other billionaire energy party in Manhattan, glass towers, velvet ropes, and a guest list that looked like a Forbes cover exploded. Diddy was hosting, of course. When Diddy throws a party, it isn't a party. It's a statement. The man practically trademarked luxury. Champagne fountains, fur coats in July, and an after-party for the after-party. But somewhere between the neon lights and the camera flashes, something felt off. Rumor says 50 Cent walked in uninvited, no entourage, no announcement, just that trademark grin that says, "I'm here to collect what's mine." Now, these two weren't strangers to tension. Their history was a mixtape of subliminals, business rivalries, and pure ego collisions. Diddy thought he ran New York. 50 Cent believed he was New York. And when two kings claim one throne, someone's crown has to fall. Inside, witnesses whispered that the energy changed the second 50 stepped in. The DJ slowed the tempo. Phones went silent. Diddy, in his white tux, tried to play it cool, but his eyes said everything. Not tonight, they said. But 50 wasn't there for a drink. He was there for closure. What closure? That depends on who you ask. Some insiders say Diddy had blocked a multi-million-dollar deal that could have doubled 50's empire. Others claim it was personal, that Diddy had mocked 50 in front of investors, calling him a street guy playing businessman. And for 50 Cent, humiliation isn't a wound. It's a debt. He smiled the whole time, one anonymous guest later claimed. But it wasn't the friendly smile, it was the kind of smile that says checkmate before the board even moves. By midnight, security had tightened. Someone leaked that 50 wasn't alone. Two SUVs of G-Unit affiliates were idling outside, engines running like they knew something was coming. Cameras were banned. But a few blurry clips surfaced, champagne spilling, voices raised, Diddy's glass shattering against the wall. No one knows what was said in that 10-minute confrontation in the VIP lounge. But everyone agrees on one thing. When 50 Cent walked out, the entire room exhaled. Was it a deal gone wrong? A betrayal exposed? Or just two titans testing each other's nerves? All we know is the night didn't end there, because outside, the city lights flickered, the SUVs started rolling, and somewhere deep in the back of 50's mind, a new plan was forming. A plan that would hit Diddy not in the club, but in the empire he'd spent decades building. When the party lights went dark that night, New York didn't sleep. It buzzed. Every blog, gossip page, and anonymous Twitter insider claimed to know what went down. Some said Diddy ordered security to blacklist 50 Cent from every future event. Others whispered that 50 had quietly called his lawyers before even leaving the block. The streets weren't just talking, they were echoing. By dawn, the city felt like a chessboard. On one side, Diddy, mogul, label boss, the man who turned shiny suits into stock options. On the other, 50 Cent, ex-hustler turned businessman, strategist, and professional grudge holder. Both men had money. Both had power. But only one had the hunger to prove he could still burn the game down. That morning, an anonymous email landed in several industry inboxes, a so-called internal audit leak. It hinted that millions were missing from one of Diddy's brand deals. Fake or not, it spread like wildfire. Blogs screamed, "Is Diddy's empire cracking?" No evidence. No confirmation. Just noise, exactly the kind 50 Cent thrives in, insiders claim. 50 never mentioned Diddy's name publicly. He didn't have to. Every cryptic Instagram post, every smirk in an interview, every "I don't talk about broke deals" quote, it all hit harder than a diss track. He weaponized ambiguity. And suddenly the world started questioning Diddy's untouchable image. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp panicked. Meetings behind closed doors, NDAs, no comment statements. The man who once owned the dance floor was now dodging PR landmines. Tabloids reported that one of Diddy's top executives resigned for personal reasons. Another rumor said a luxury car company quietly pulled out of a sponsorship deal. None of it confirmed, but perception was reality, and 50 understood that better than anyone. "He doesn't shoot, he starves you," one former G-Unit insider allegedly said. "He'll turn your own success into poison. You'll look rich but feel broke." And just when things couldn't get louder, 50 dropped a new business announcement, a new partnership that directly rivaled one of Diddy's core brands. He didn't mention names. He didn't have to. The internet connected the dots faster than any press release could. For Diddy, this wasn't just competition. It was infiltration. The kind of move that said, "I'm not at war with you, I'm inside your walls." By week's end, Diddy's social circle shrank. A few celebrities unfollowed him. A few more postponed collaborations? Coincidence? Maybe, but everyone saw the pattern, one by one. The empire's bricks were loosening, and in the middle of it all, 50 Cent stayed quiet, watching the storm he created from a balcony somewhere. With that same grin that started it all, but what happened next would take things beyond business, into something far darker. Because once reputations started burning, so did the friendships, and that's where this video begins. When loyalty turns into leverage, when money trembles, loyalty breaks, and by the end of that chaotic week, Diddy's inner circle was cracking like glass under pressure. People who once toasted with him were now talking about him. Whisper networks grew. Screenshots leaked. Stories surfaced that nobody could confirm, but everyone wanted to believe. And right in the center of this digital hurricane stood 50 Cent, silent but surgical. He wasn't dropping tracks. He was dropping traps. Every meme, every sarcastic post, every random throwback clip he uploaded seemed perfectly timed to land right when Diddy's name was trending for the wrong reasons. One tweet said it best: "Diddy's empire isn't collapsing. 50's just pulling the Wi-Fi plug." That's how psychological it had become. This wasn't about physical confrontation anymore. This was about who could control the story. Anonymous sources started feeding fake updates to blogs, claims about luxury mansions being raided, secret calls with record execs, even Diddy's alleged panic over losing investors. Each rumor more dramatic than the last. And every time someone tried to debunk it, 50 would post a single emoji and let the internet do the rest. It was chess disguised as chaos. And Diddy? He knew exactly who was behind it. "He's not beefing with me," Diddy supposedly told a close associate. "He's teaching me how it feels to lose control." By the second week, the financial hit was visible. Brand partnerships went under review. Journalists started writing think pieces about the fall of the hip-hop mogul era. Diddy wasn't just fighting bad press, he was fighting perception. And perception, once lost, is a slow death. Meanwhile, 50 Cent doubled down, launching a new online series parodying industry icons. Everyone knew who he meant. The title alone, Mogul Down, was enough to set the internet on fire. Within hours, clips went viral. Edits, remixes, reaction videos. And through it all, 50 never said Diddy's name. He didn't need to. The silence was the scream. By now, the feud had evolved into an art form, humiliation rebranded as entertainment. Diddy tried to respond with positivity, posting inspirational quotes, smiling in public, acting unbothered. But even that backfired, because every smile looked forced, every quote sounded desperate. The world had already chosen its villain and its narrator. 50 doesn't just destroy you, one industry vet allegedly said. He recruits your audience to watch. By month's end, Diddy's image was bruised, his influence questioned, and 50 Cent? He'd proven, once again, that power isn't about money or fame. It's about narrative dominance, and maybe that's why insiders still whisper about that. Night in Manhattan, not because anyone almost died, but because one man's storytelling almost killed another man's legacy, the night the music stopped. And the mind games began. So what do you think really happened that night? Was it all a master plan, a silent revenge plotted years in advance? Or just another chapter in hip-hop's endless war for power and pride? One thing's for sure, when 50 Cent moves, the industry shakes. And when Diddy's name hits the headlines, nobody looks away. But here's the real question. In a world where image is everything, who actually won? The man who built the empire, or the man who made the world doubt it? Let me know your take in the comments below. Was this business, revenge, or pure entertainment? And if you think you've heard the real story, think again. Because in this game, the truth changes every time the cameras start rolling. Hit like, share this story, and subscribe before the next secret drops.